and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today I am doing the May Challenge. This is my first video of the May Challenge, and the May Challenge is a chain or string pull. Now, I've not had a huge amount of success, or whether I've not had a huge amount of success, or whether I've just judged the living daylights out of my results and compared them so much to other people's that I didn't see the success they actually were. It's probably the more accurate one, but none of you guys do that, I'm sure of it. So today I am doing a chain pull. I bought that piece of chain specifically for this, but if you have chain lying around, please use that. Now, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an attempt. This is what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm going to put rows of colours, and I'm going to use phthalo blue, purple, crimson and white. And then I'm going to pull the chain through as if it was a swipe. Now, most of you have seen chain and string pulls where you lay it into the paint and then pull it out, usually already covered in its own colour of paint. My challenge for you guys is to see what else is possible. What have you not thought of? What has nobody else ever done before that you think of? So, I'm looking forward to seeing all of your shares of photos and videos of what you've been creating in the event on the Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group. But let's get going. So I've got my crimson, my purple and my blue, and I'm going to put, there's already silicone in the purple, although it's probably well mixed in by now because I've just had to thin it down. I'm going to put some silicone. For my silicone I use Durex Play Perfect Glide. It was found in the condom aisle and I use it because it is 100% dimethicone. Alright, if you pick up the green one, you'll see that it's got aloe vera and all sorts of lovely things that are great for the skin, but they're not what we're after for acrylic pouring. So if you're buying it for the acrylic pouring, get the pink and black. So what I'm going to do is just stir that silicone in, and then I'm going to do a nice big stripe of it there, and just sort of take it over the edge as well, just a little bit. I want the bulk of it to be on the canvas, but I do want some of it to run over. Why? Because then when we swipe, the rest of it will get pushed over, but there'll already be something there. Right. Next colour that I'm going to put on there is my purple. Now, the reason I'm using this purple is because A, I like purple, B, I like purple, and C, I like purple. No, I had it left over from previous videos, and I really do desire this pour to include some purple, and relying on the purple, the blue and the red to give me purple is like relying on winter to give you snow when you live in Rotorua. You know, when twice we've had snow in Rotorua in the 16 years I've lived here, have been Actually in spring, not in winter. So I can quite happily say that we don't get snow in Rotorua. Well, in the last 16 years while I've lived here, we have never had snow in winter in the township of Rotorua. So let's get this crimson, ugh, go away, lump. Now, some of you, I've seen some posts on the Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group of people asking, why am I getting these lumps in my dry paintings? Oh, hush, computer. One of the reasons you can get lumps in your dry paintings is from having lumps in your paint. And if you've got lumps in your paint, you're almost guaranteed to have lumps in your end painting. The thing is, some of those lumps can be quite indetectable. And if you're using Floetrol does sometimes create lumps in itself. And so the best thing to do is to strain it. You might be asking, why am I smearing this around a lot? Well, because I don't want any white from the canvas showing through. Alright. So, last but not least, we're going to put some white on here. Now, this is not my negative space house paint. This is Reeves acrylic paint. And why am I choosing that one? Because of the density. One of the ways, from the research I've done, I'm not the best swiper in the world, but one of the ways to ensure that you get a good result with swipes is to use, as your swipe paint, a colour which is a thicker density or a heavier density than the other colours. That way it will sink down through them and you'll end up with funky donkeys. Right. Next step that I'm going to do is just run over this and get rid of any air bubbles. Let's zoom you in so you can see those pretty little air bubbles popping as we go. Can you see that? I am moving my butane torch around quite fast because I don't want to stay in any one place and cook the paint. The paint definitely needs to stay nice and runny. Okay, and I can actually see, I doubt you can, maybe you can get it to show. Can actually see the little baubles of silicone sitting on top of here, which is great because that's what my target is, for that to pop up through the white and create the result I'm after. Now, I actually want to pull towards me, so I'm going to turn that around. And then I'm going to get my nice clean, brand spanking new, and I'm going to lay it into the white up here, and then slowly drag. Okay, that kind of looks like a calendar pour. What do you reckon? Now, because I'm one of those types of people, I'm actually going to now And you're like, leave it alone, leave it alone. Can hear you. No, not. I'm going to do the reverse action. Alright. Let's see what happens when we torch it. Alright, I don't like that. Now, the tip here is to make sure we don't end up with mud, because the more you pull through it, the more the paint mixes. And the more the paint mixes, the less variation you get. Okay. Alright. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to carry these stripes through and out, so I don't have these big lumps of white, because I'm not a fan of that. And all of this, guys, is personal choice. You're the artist, you're the creator. One thing that really bugs me about some artists is they hit on a method that sells and they just keep churning them out. They may as well work in a factory. Alright, so I actually really like this. And I'm hearing some of you going, oh my god, Michelle, what a disgusting mess. But I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Just run that torch over those bits that I've been alright. I like this. It's what's the word? I'm not sure. Avant-garde? No. Different. So what I want to show you is this little dude up here. Check him out. Here, there's his head and his arms and his body. He's like this racing karate man. I'm not really sure, but I like him a lot. Let's just give him a little bit of warmth. I do like. We will be capturing that shortly. Just wondering, do I need to tilt this at all? I don't think I do. I think this is... Let me show you some of this. Look at this. I think that's awesome. like this a lot. It's got so much variation in it. Yeah, I do like it. As an overall, it's fun. I like it. And for those of you that like do stars and stripesy type stuff, there's some stripes in there. The cells kind of like have, I don't think I've got the colour quite the right proportions, but it's fun. Look at that. That's pretty. Right. So I'm just going to check the edges and make sure they've all got paint on them. Yep. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to put this away and then I'm going to come back and we are going to play with the drip off because there is quite a bit of it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is capture this guy down here. Well, some of him at least. He is quite funky. I do like him a lot. It's just now, as you can see, there's this wonderful swirl happening and then some cells off to the side, and that to me screams oval. Now if you don't know what I'm about to do, there's a video in the description, linked in the description, about making cabochons. There's also a link in the description box below where you can buy those cabochons and their pendant trays. So I have, where are you? There. I have my stick with my blue tack on it and my cabochon that's been polished on my sleeve. You can see the ugly colours of the blue tack, which isn't blue much anymore. And then I'm gonna just drop down into there, make sure we've got paint on the whole bottom. And then when we peel off the blue tack, look at that. I like it a lot. Ah, yummy, yummy, yummy. All right. Now, what usually happens when we do that is you mix up the paint a little, then torch it again, and you get some funky cells. So let's see what those funky cells want to do. What do you reckon? What shape is that? I really like these little things here. Round, oval, rectangle, square, long rectangle. Round was the lightest out of all of those, and what's light is true for you. Now, when I say that, please recognize that it's what's true for you makes you feel lighter. Now you, as I said, those, one of the others may have actually been lighter for you, but this is me doing it. So I get to choose what's light for me. So let's go in with our little round one. And always make sure that you've got paint right the way over the whole thing. And that is pretty. You'll get to see what they're like once they're dry at the end. I like to do all my videos so that with all the pieces dry at the end. Now it's coming down to his tail. That's very pink because this is crimson red, it is not an orange red. Okay, so although it looks a bit orange on screen, it's not. It's kind of let's see, zoom you in on this bit down here. I like this shape. And I've got some rectangles, some big rectangles. Which I haven't unpacked yet actually. Like this is, let me zoom back out again. This is how I get them from Amazon. And they come, they've got the glass cabochons as well as the pendant trays. And they come in a package like this, and you have to rip them open, dig through the packaging. Now, there's a bonus and a downfall of buying packs like this. The bonus is you get multiple different coloured trays to use. The downfall is you get multiple different coloured trays to use. I know, I'm weird, I'm strange. I love you anyway. You love me anyway. It's all good. Got this caring, sharing, insane relationship. Alright, so the other bonus is that they've sold them in a pack. You can basically be guaranteed that they are the right size cabochon to go with that size tray. Now, I'm actually kind of seeing almost like a spirit, ghosty kind of being with there is its head and its wispy arms and its wispy body, almost like a genie coming out of its bottle. So I'm going to try and capture that. Somebody asked me in a questions on a video recently, how hard are you pressing into the paint? You only actually need to touch the cabochon to the paint. There we go. You lay it down on top of it. And that basically is all that's required. Just make sure that that dry glass touches the wet paint and it will pull it up. It will attach itself. So pop that upside down over there to dry and see what's happened to what's left behind. Yeah. Yeah. Meh. Alright. Next stop is this huge amount of paint down the bottom. Look at this. Big pile of paint. So, what I'm going to do is scrape it up onto a piece of cardboard. This is the inside of a cereal box. I've had many people say, why don't you scrape it onto plastic and then you can peel it off the plastic and use it as a skin? Because I use it to make cards. And I think there's a link in the description to how to do that as well. So let me just zoom you right back out so you can see what I'm doing. got the chain still sitting here, but I'm just gonna scoop up the remaining paint from our little dude up the top there, and then carry on scooping up paint all the way around. Now, when you do it this way, you do end up with paint on the underside, so I highly recommend putting the cardboard to dry onto plastic. Don't know that bit. And what that does is it means that it doesn't stick. Or if it does stick, it comes off okay. So I've got quite a bit of paint on here. I'm just gonna torch it, just like we have done in the past, all that other torching. And then tilt. The one thing I always do when I'm making cards like this is make sure that the card itself is completely covered with paint wherever there's anything interesting, because I've had in the past, I've had this beautiful piece and then right in the middle of it is a patch with no paint at all, and you're like, can't actually use it because it's... Now I have also in the past cut out of the card the shapes to go into a pendant and used it for that as well. If you don't want to dip like I've just shown you how to dip, then you can use it as you would any other skin, really. It's just a bit thicker because it's got the cardboard backing. Just allowing that to drag. And tilt. Oh, neighbours are playing with their horns. I love this sort of look. This sort of ethereal, smeared. That's really yummy to me. I'm just moving the chain out of the way so I can grab some more paint. And just bring it up to there so that they can pull. Now, this red looks red, but I know that when it dries quite vibrant crimson. Okay. So I'm going to leave that to dry. I like it. I'm happy with it. I'd much like a little bit more paint. Oh, look, I've got more paint over here. A bit more paint here. There we go. It's given it a bit of depth to that paint. That way. Alright, so I'm going to pop that on some plastic so that it can dry. I'm sure there's probably somebody going out there. You could just frame that. Yep, you could. Just touch base with me. Send me a bit of money and some postage money and you can have that piece to frame and have in your home if you love it. Let's see how it dries. So guys, I will be back in 3, 2, 1. Alright, so it's dry and I really like it. It is so different to anything I have done before, and yet there is just the contrast and the textures and the straight lines but not completing all the way to the end, and crikey, I like it a lot. Like it a lot. I do. So there you go. How fun is that? I really like that. I do. So what else happened? What did we make? We made some cabochons. This is that one that I said looks like a will-o'-the-wispy type something happening in there. I do like it. It's so cute. It's very pink red though, but that's the way it is with that crimson. I like the crimson the way it comes out in paintings, but when it mixes with white it becomes way too pink for me. So if anyone loves that as much as me but likes pink more than me, let me know. I do like this one. This one's funky. So you could have that made into a pendant or just buy the cabochon. It's pretty. I like it. And last but not least on the cabochons, this one. This one is cool. I think I like it that way, personally. If it was yours, what would you do with it? So I could have put it that way. So let's say that this is the pointy end and this is the fluffy end. Which way round would you put it? Into a pendant or however you would use it. I like that. It's pretty. And something else that was super pretty is the cardboard. Oh my god, you could put this on a frame. Super cheap to post. I could get that into an envelope, post it to you just like that, and you could put it in a frame. I think as a whole I like it better than if you were to just cut out a piece to put on a card. Ooh, it looks like someone flying. There's her hair, face and her hair, her bust, and she's flying in the wind over top of something. Or maybe she's doing a backflip in the water. Again, how would you put that in a frame? I think that's awesome. If you're interested, let me know and give me a price. How much would you pay for it? I'm quite open to taking offers on my work, so please do let me know. If you'd also like to sponsor my channel, I have a PayPal, paypal.me/MickeyArt, I think it is. It's in the description below. You can donate. And yeah, the cabochons are just $5, or I can make them into a pendant for you for $30. So let me know, and if you are interested in coming live with me on one of my live streams, make sure you're signed up on this URL. This will get you on the 24 hours notice of me going live email, And how's it get any better than that? Well, you could come and play with us on the Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group and join in the string and chain challenge. I have done a interesting play with string for my next video for you. That is drying at the moment. And I have more ideas and plans up my sleeve. So if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love you to join us for future videos by hitting that subscribe button. And in the end card, there'll be a link to the Acrylic Pour NZ playlist. And you can go and watch all 480 odd videos that I have on my channel in a big, long marathon watch, if that would be fun for you. Anyway, let me know in the comments which way around you would put these, and also touch base if you are keen to own any of them. What else is possible, guys? I adore you, and I look forward to playing with more paint with you super soon. Bye bye.